मेरी थोड़ी सी वो वाम दे रहे हैं ध्यान लगा दे।
Hi Pankhuri, hi Meera, hi Amriya, hi Niran, hi Ashif. I'm just waiting for people to join in and I'll start everything. Hi. Okay. I have a request. Give me 1 second. So first I'll welcome everybody, then I'll take the request. Hi Amriya and hi Meera. Okay, so welcome everybody on Catching Butterflies with Shreya. Sorry for the delay, guys. This was planned on 12 o'clock, but there was another live show going on with Ruth and Bhagyashree, I believe. So yeah, because of that, I had to delay it like for 15 minutes, and yeah. So I hope it's all cool, and welcome everybody. And it's so nice to see so many people. Let me take our first request. To be or not to be. Yeah, black today. Okay, I think Ambia, you are not able to join for some reason. Uh, I'll take Ashif first. Whosoever, lot of people.
Hi Shreya.
Hello, hi Ashif.
And how are you?
I
कैसे हो?
am, I am good, good, good. How are you?
हम लग भी रहे हो। हाँ मैं भी बढ़िया।
लग तो नहीं रही होंगी क्योंकि मैं बहुत थकी हूँ और पता नहीं।
अच्छा नहीं अच्छे लग रहे हो। बहुत
थैंक यू
अच्छे
सो
कह सकता हूँ।
थैंक ओह थैंक यू सो मच। चलो अच्छी अच्छी
तुम
चीज़
क्या
से स्टार्ट हुई है, स्टार्ट हुआ है लाइव।
या बिल्कुल आप
सो हाउ
तुम्हें
यू बीन? सब बढ़िया है।
जिया बढ़िया बढ़िया है सब। मैं वेट कर रहा था लाइफ का।
हाँ मैं 12 बजे से करने वाली थी बट एक ऑलरेडी लाइव चल रहा था राइटरिस्टिक पे ही, तो आई हैड टू डिले इट बाय 15 मिनट्स।
जी तुम्हें
या
कुछ सुनाना वही उर्दू
हाँ हाँ जी बोलो।
कि क्या अजब क्या किया है क्या अजब करती हो तुम कि क्या अजब करती हो तुम बात करती हो पर बहुत कुछ छुपाती हो तुम कि क्या अजब करती हो तुम बात तो करती हो बहुत कुछ छुपाती हो तुम। हाय
Hey, hi.
तो मैं कंटिन्यू
सो
करता हूँ।
हाँ स्टार्टिंग से कर दो, सॉरी।
बस क्या है क्या अजब करती हो तुम बात तो करती हो पर बहुत कुछ छुपाती हो तुम कि बात तो करती हो बहुत कुछ छुपाती हो तुम। तुम्हें मालूम है ये जानती हो तुम कि तुम्हें मालूम है ये जानती हो तुम मोहब्बत है तुम्हें मुझे तुमसे फिर क्यों अनजान बनती हो तुम कि मोहब्बत है मुझे तुमसे फिर क्यों अनजान बनती हो तुम। क्या लिख दूं अपनी गजलों को क्या लिख दूं अपनी गजलों को तुम्हारे दिल पे मैं क्या लिख दूं अपनी गजलों को तुम्हारे दिल पे मैं इस बात की इजाजत क्या मुझे देती हो तुम इस बात की इजाजत क्या मुझे देती हो तुम
क्या बात है।
कि हाँ हाँ कलम तुम्हारी होगी हाँ कलम तुम्हारी होगी शियाई उसमें शियाई मेरे इश्क की होगी हाँ कलम तुम्हारी उसमें शियाई मेरे इश्क की होगी बांट लेंगे एक दूसरे के अल्फाज हम बस रूह उसमें हम दोनों की होगी
क्या बात है।
और रूह उसमें हम दोनों की होगी। लेकिन ये क्या अजब है और ये क्या करती हो तुम बात तो करती हो पर बहुत कुछ छुपाती हो।
क्या बात,
थैंक यू।
बहुत खूबसूरत, ये नया लग रहा है मुझे।
खूबसूरत, बहुत प्यारा।
कल लिखा है ये।
हाँ, मैंने सुना नहीं क्योंकि मुझे याद रहती है तुम्हारी पीसेस।
हाँ हाँ, मैंने कल ही लिखा है।
बहुत प्यारा है, बहुत प्यारा है। और तुम रिसाइट भी बहुत अच्छा करते हो, तो एकदम ना मज़ा आ जाता है।
एंड योर वॉइस अच्छा
Yeah,
है।
that's what I am always, more than writing, मुझे आवाज like it's so good.
थैंक यू श्रेया, तुमने खूब
Yo,
सच में कहा है बहुत मर्तबा। और एक मैं
बहुत
कहना
बार
चाहूंगा
हाँ,
कि वो आसमां में जब तुम देखते होगे, उस आसमां में तुम जब देखते होगे, वो चांदनी है वहां, चांद भी है वहां, क्या तुम मुझे सोचते होगे कि वो चांदनी है वहां, वो चांद है वहां, क्या तुम मुझे सोचते होगे। मेरे ख्याल, मेरे ख्वाब, मेरे ख्याल, मेरे ख्वाब में तुम आते हो, क्या तुम्हारे ख्वाबों में हम आते होंगे। मेरे ख्वाब, मेरे ख्यालों में तुम आते हो, क्या तुम्हारे ख्वाबों में हम आते होंगे। हम अल्फाजों के बादशाह, हम अल्फाजों के बादशाह, तुम्हें तुम इस हुनर से पता नहीं था इतने अनजान होगे। तुम इतने हुनर से पता नहीं था इतने अनजान होगे। वो चांदनी देखो, वो चांद देखो, क्या एक दूसरे से कभी ये जुदा होंगे। वो चांद देखो, वो चांदनी देखो, क्या कभी एक दूसरे से ये जुदा होंगे। फिर क्या ऐसा है तुम्हारी बातों में, क्या ऐसा है तुम्हारी बातों में और मेरी खामोशी में। एक बात कर लेते हैं हम, चलो हम क्यों जुदा होंगे, चलो हम क्यों जुदा होंगे। तुम आ भी जाओ अब मेरे पास, तुम आ भी जाओ अब मेरे पास, हम एक बात कर लेंगे। लोग रखते होंगे जिस्मों से रिश्ता, हम रूह में एक दूसरे से नाता जोड़ लेंगे। देखो वो चांदनी है वहां, और उसी आसमां में हम एक दूसरे के लिए चांद को ढूंढ लेंगे। हम एक दूसरे के लिए चांद को। थैंक
वैभव,
यू।
नींद आ गई कि या एकदम खो गए क्या तुम?
खो गया लिटरली।
उसकी मतलब पता है वो क्या बोलते हैं, लोरी बोलते हैं ना, मतलब एकदम।
इट्स अ मेस्मराइजिंग, बहुत ललाबाइक
यार इट्स
वॉइस है
लाइक
ये।
स्पॉटिफाई पे लगा के सो जाओ, ऐसी ऐसा है। नहीं,
थैंक
बहुत
यू सो मच।
खूबसूरत है, पता है
आई लाइक
बहुत
एक्चुअली लिटरली लॉस्ट।
यार, और पता
कैन
है
यू
सारी
रिपीट दोस लास्ट 4 लाइन्स अगेन? बहुत प्यारी थी वो।
कि देखो हम एक दूसरे की रूह से, लोग रखते हैं रिश्ता जिस्मों से, हम एक दूसरे की रूह से नाता जोड़ लेंगे। देखो चांदनी है वहां आसमां में, हम एक दूसरे के लिए खूबसूरत चांद ढूंढ लेंगे।
क्या बात है।
क्या बात है।
थैंक यू।
पता है ये जितने भी लाइन थी ना, वो उसमें ना इतनी पाक थी, मतलब इट्स लाइक सो प्योर लव, कुछ नहीं, मतलब बहुत प्योर था सब कुछ, और वो झलक रहा था, पता है, मतलब दैट इज द बेस्ट थिंग ऑफ योर पोएट्री, बहुत प्योर लगती है।
थैंक यू सो मच। आज भी मैं फर्स्ट
हाँ,
था, आई थिंक फर्स्ट ही था ना मैं।
फर्स्ट थे, फर्स्ट ही थे, और इसके पहले किसी और ने किया था बट वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं हो पाई थी, तो यू आर अगेन फर्स्ट।
अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है
हाँ,
ठीक है। तो ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। यही
थैंक
था
यू सो
जो
मच
तुम्हारा
आशिफ।
था।
या
तो चलो चलता हूँ वैभव, थैंक यू सो मच।
यस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर रिसाइटिंग दोस।
और कोई है यहाँ? आई थिंक नहीं। ठीक है, हम तीनों। या थैंक यू सो मच। तो मैं
थैंक यू
चलता
सो
हूँ, ओके।
मच आशिफ, थैंक यू।
लास्ट में
थैंक यू।
एक वो एक मेरी एक लाइन याद आ गई थी, मैं सुना देता
हाँ, बोलो
हूँ। कि
बोलो।
वो जो मंजिल की तलाश में रास्तों में रुका करते हैं, वो जो मंजिल की तलाश में रास्तों में रुका करते हैं, वो भी क्या कभी किसी से दिल लगाया करते
हम्म,
वो भी
एक
कभी
बार
किसी
और,
से दिल
वंस मोर वंस मोर वंस मोर।
वो जो मंजिल की तलाश में रास्तों में रुका करते हैं,
गया तुम्हारा नेटवर्क।
नेटवर्क, हाँ आई थिंक नेटवर्क बहुत इशू हो रहा है यहाँ पे।
हाँ,
कि वो जो मंजिल की तलाश में
तलाश में रुका
रास्तों
करते।
में रुका करते हैं, वो जो मंजिल की तलाश में रास्तों में रुका करते, वो भी क्या कभी किसी से दिल लगाया करते।
क्या बात है।
वाह,
थैंक यू। तो मैं इस
बहुत।
चीज से, मतलब ये मेरे माइंड में
हाँ
ये है कि हम दुनिया में आए हैं सफर करने के लिए।
हाँ।
तो वही कि चलो मोहब्बत, क्या मोहब्बत कर रहे हैं कि रास्ते में है, मंजिल को तलाश रहे हैं। अब यहाँ दिल लगाएंगे तो मंजिल भूल जाए।
ये तो बहुत
तो
सारा,
इसीलिए
बहुत कंट्रोवर्शियल बात कह दी तुमने। बट ठीक है। कोई बात नहीं।
देखो, कहीं ना हर एक मतलब एक मोमेंट आता है जब कोई ना कोई सोचता है, अरे सच में यार, मैं तो किसी और चीज के लिए था, ये क्या हो गया,
हाँ।
ये करना चाहिए था मैंने।
हम्म।
इसीलिए मैंने ये सोच के कहा कि ये जो मंजिल की तलाश में रास्तों में रुका करते हैं, वो भी क्या कभी
हम्म।
किसी से मिल जाया करते हैं। तो
सही
ये
और
बात
आई
है।
सवाल
थिंक
था।
इसका सबसे बड़ा एग्जाम्पल पोएट्री है।
पोएट्री है।
आई मीन हम लोग क्या करना चाहते थे और हम लोग अब किस डायरेक्शन में सोच रहे हैं।
सही
यू नो,
बात है
अब
यार।
कहीं ना कहीं एक सपना है साथ में राइटिंग को लेकर। सो आई थिंक दैट
Right,
वाज अ परफेक्टली वैलिड पॉइंट।
right. और जिंदगी
एक
में
मिनट,
शायद
किसी
कुछ
का।
ऐसी चीजें होती है जो हम,
हाँ बोलो बोलो, फिर मैं कमेंट पढ़ती हूँ। पर
अच्छा
चांद
तो
तो एक ही होता है, जैसे एक प्यार किसी के लिए। आसमान खुला होता तो है सारा, तो शायद रास्तों पे भी बिखरते। तारे तो शायद रास्तों पे भी बिखरते। अरे बाप रे।
क्या बात है निखिल भाई,
क्या बात है
बहुत
निखिल।
ये
तुम
तो
हिंदी
निखिल
में
भाई ने
लिखना
ना,
शुरू करो, ठीक है।
हाँ, निखिल ने ये तो ऐसे कह दिया कि मैं लोग पूरी कायनात को मतलब एक अल्फाज में जैसे बांध दिया है। बहुत सही,
सही
बहुत
बात
सही
है।
था। ओके ठीक है श्रेया, मैं चलता हूँ, थैंक यू वैभव।
ठीक है आशिफ, ठीक है।
यस,
ओके,
लवली
बाय
लिसन टू
बाय।
यू भाई।
ऑलवेज।
बाय।
थैंक यू थैंक यू श्रेया।
थैंक यू आशिफ।
बाय बाय, बाय, टेक केयर, बाय बाय।
बाय।
सो हाय वैभव।
यार कुछ अलग ही बात है इसमें।
हाँ यार, मतलब ना, एकदम से वाइब ही बदल जाती है।
अब मैं कॉन्शियस हो गया।
नहीं। अच्छा पहले ये बताओ, तुमने नया अकाउंट स्टार्ट किया है, देयर वाज समथिंग स्टोरी गोइंग ऑन कि आई थिंक यू डिलीटेड अ फ्यू ओल्ड पोस्ट, समथिंग लाइक
सब
दैट।
आर्काइव कर दिया।
उसका क्या। मुझे लगा कि कुछ पर है क्या। मैंने देखा, मैंने कहा ये क्या हो गया यार इसको, कि एवरीबॉडी इज पोस्टिंग स्टोरी एंड लाइक, एंड देयर वाज नो पोस्ट दैट टाइम आई थिंक, ओके, एंड लाइक से सारा डिलीट कर दिया। क्या हो गया इसको, ठीक है कि नहीं। आई डेंट सी दैट कि यू आर्काइव्ड एवरीथिंग। तो पूरा मोटिव ही मतलब वो हो गया पूछने का।
नहीं
पर अब
नहीं,
ठीक है अब
समवेयर समवेयर थोड़ा सा पेज डेड हो गया था। एंड अब मुझे खुद को एज अ स्पोकन वर्ड आर्टिस्ट, एज मेरा ये नेक्स्ट फेज है कि मैं खुद को नेक्स्ट माइलस्टोन केवल एज अ स्पोकन वर्ड आर्टिस्ट खुद को ये कर पाऊँ। तो
हम्म।
बस उसी की एक कोशिश है। Just an attempt to it. Let's see how it goes. I'm not sure.
ओके Okay, cool, cool, cool,
So,
cool. Now that's okay now. I was thinking from long time कि हुआ क्या है यार, मुझे पता करना है. And you know today also I was seeing like मैं आने वाली थी लाइव 12 बजे, देखा तो तुम भी लाइव में थे। मैंने कही लोग अभी तक कितना बात करेंगे, बंद करो, मेरा लाइव है। एंड देन रुद्र टेक्सटेड मी कि प्लीज हैव इट डिले ऑफ 15 मिनट्स। आई एम लाइक कूल। मैंने कहा वैभव है, अच्छी लंबी बात करेगा। एंड लाइक नाउ ही वुड बी अवेक, आई वुड बी एबल टू आस्क हिम कि क्या सीन था उसका। सो आई एम लाइक इट्स गुड यू केम अप।
नहीं नहीं नहीं।
चलो सही है, सही
Okay,
है।
so that's because he started off in Hindi. So
या आई
एक
नो,
हिंदी
लास्ट टाइम
भी-
ऑल्सो पता है हिंदी में ऐसी, एंड आई थिंक यू जॉइन राइट आफ्टर हिम, एंड हिंदी वाज गोइंग ऑन
yes
दैट टाइम ऑल्सो। तो तुम हिंदी
yes
हिंदी भी बहुत अच्छा लिखते हो, हिंदी सुना दो कोई भी, ऐसा है तो।
okay. So let me start with this two-liner which I wrote recently. कि आज फिर मैं बैठ गया हूँ हमारी अधूरी से इश्क को एक मुकम्मल अंजाम देने। आज दोबारा बैठ गया हूँ मैं हमारी तुम्हार जब आज दोबारा बैठ गया हूँ हमारी अधूरी सी इश्क के कहानी को एक मुकम्मल रास्ता देने, एक मुकम्मल मंजिल देने। पन्ने कम पड़ गए तो क्या हुआ, उम्मीद अभी जिंदा है।
इतनी सैड, पता नहीं, बहुत सैड टाइप का फील आ रहा है मुझे सुन के। That's so beautiful though.
ओके, तो मैंने एक कॉमिक पोएम लिखी है फॉर द
कॉमिक
फर्स्ट
पोएम,
टाइम।
ओके।
यस, तो मेरे से थोड़ा हंसा देता है, राइट? सो ओके, ओके, सो ये मैंने वोटर्स डे के दिन लिखी है, राइट? सो कुछ ऐसी है कि अच्छा, किसी को हंसी आया तो कंट्रोल मत करना, ठीक है, इंक्लूडिंग द होस्ट, ठीक है?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, नेवर।
ओके, अरे वो देखो, सामने से ये कौन आ रहा है? मंत्री की लाल बत्ती वाली गाड़ी है और उसके आगे तैनात हो अंगरक्षक। तिवारी के मिष्ठान भंडार पर ये नोटों की गड्डी कैसी? बगल वाले जूस सेंटर पे ये पार्टी की घंटी कैसी? ओ जी भैया, आ गया मौसम मतदान का। तो लो जी भैया, आ गया मौसम मतदान का, झूठे वादे और हरे भरे नोटों का। तो लो जी भैया, आ गया मौसम मतदान का, झूठे वादे और हरे भरे नोटों का। वादे इस बार तो सच्चे लाए हो ना? वादे इस बार तो सच्चे लाए हो ना? हर घर बिजली हर घर पानी का बंदोबस्त साथ तो लाए हो ना? वादे इस बार तो सच्चे लाए हो ना? हर घर बिजली हर घर पानी का बंदोबस्त साथ लाए हो ना? अरे जरा रुक जाओ, वादे तो ये बासी पुराने हो चुके हैं, इस बार पक्का कुछ नया लाए हो ना? वादे अब ये बासी पुराने हो चुके हैं, इस बार पक्का कुछ नया लाए हो ना? उम्मीद, सच, कुछ तो साथ लाए हो ना? मौज की वो रिश्वत फिर हमसे लेने आए हो ना? आंखों में सपने सजाकर धूल झोंकने आए हो ना? अरे नजरें चुरा कर देखो वो तो कहाँ चल दी है। अरे नजरें झुकाकर, अरे नजरें झुकाकर, सॉरी, अरे नजरें झुकाकर देखो वो तो लौट चला। शर्म का दुपट्टा ओढ़कर देखो कहीं और भीख मांगने चला। नजरें झुकाकर देखो वो तो लौट चला, शर्म का दुपट्टा ओढ़कर कहीं और भीख मांगने चला। भला कैसे नजरें मिलाता है वो, भला कहाँ कुछ कह पाता वो, भला कैसे नजरें मिलाता वो, भला कहाँ कुछ कह पाता वो। कहता है तुम्हारा हर वोट कीमती है, वोट देना। कहता है तुम्हारा हर वोट कीमती है, वोट देना। गुड़िया वो तुम्हारी हमारी भी तो बिटिया है। कहता है तुम्हारा हर वोट कीमती है, वोट देना। गुड़िया वो तुम्हारी हमारी भी तो बिटिया है। हर घर पानी हर घर बिजली कहता था वो। हर घर पानी हर घर बिजली कहता था वो। हर घर न्याय होगा डंका बजा कहता था। हर घर पानी हर घर बिजली कहता था वो। हर घर न्याय होगा डंका बजा कहता था वो। तो लो भैया वोट किया और मतदान दिया। तो लो भैया वोट दिया और मतदान किया, जिम्मेदार नागरिक होने का हर फर्ज निभाया। तो लो भैया वोट दिया और मतदान किया, जिम्मेदार नागरिक होने का हर फर्ज निभाया। तो क्या ये बस हमारा फर्ज था? वादे करके भूल जाना ये कैसा मर्ज था? अरे वो कहता रहा हर वोट जरूरी है, वोट देना। वो कहता रहा हर वोट जरूरी है, वोट देना। किसका फायदा किसका घाटा, बस ये ना बता पाया। वो कहता रहा हर वोट जरूरी है, वोट देना। किसका फायदा किसका घाटा, बस ये ना बता पाया। भेड़ बकरी की चाल देखो ये बुरा समाज चलता गया। भेड़ बकरी की चाल देखो ये पूरा समाज चलता गया। अरे कौन भला कौन बुरा ये कहाँ कोई समझ पाया। भेड़ बकरी की चाल देखो ये पूरा समाज चलता गया। कौन भला कौन बुरा ये कहाँ कोई समझ पाया। अरे रुक जाओ बंधु तुम कहाँ चल दिए। अरे रुक जाओ बंधु तुम कहाँ चल दिए। इल्जाम उस पे थोप कर खुद चैन की सांस लेने चले। अरे बंधु रुक जाओ तुम कहाँ चल दिए। इल्जाम उस पे थोप कर खुद चैन की सांस लेने चले। अरे उसकी तो फितरत ही ऐसी है। अरे उसकी तो फितरत ही ऐसी है। ये समझो कि तुम्हारी भी तो जिम्मेदारी है। अरे उसकी तो फितरत ही ऐसी है, ये समझो कि तुम्हारी भी तो जिम्मेदारी है। अरे वो देखो रास्ते पर फेंक दिया शर्मा ने वो कचरा। अरे वो देखो रास्ते पर फेंक दिया शर्मा ने वो कचरा। दीवार पर पान थूकना और जिम्मेदार उसको ठहराना। वाह रे भैया। अरे रास्ते पर देखो फेंक दिया शर्मा ने वो कचरा। दीवार पर पान थूकना और जिम्मेदार उसको ठहराना। अरे वाह रे भैया। गलत अगर वो शख्स है तो तुम भी नहीं सही ये समझ लो। गलत अगर वो शख्स है तो तुम भी सही नहीं ये समझ लो। बाबू मशाय हर वोट जरूरी है, जबरदस्ती नहीं ये समझ लो। अच्छा।
क्या बात है, अरे बाप रे। ये बताओ मतलब दिमाग मतलब व्हाट मेड यू राइट दिस कि क्या क्या दिमाग में आया, क्योंकि ये कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं रहता जनरली इंस्टाग्राम में राइटर्स का कभी भी, तो ये कैसे एकदम।
Okay, so I was supposed to write on a topic, and
हम्म
topic था कि हर वोट जरूरी है।
हम्म।
मैंने बोला अब क्या होगा, लोग आएंगे, दे विल राइट अबाउट द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ वोट।
वर्ड्स एंड ऑल, या।
मतलब इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ वोट की तो हर कोई बात करता है,
हम्म।
बट उसे जिम्मेदारी से कैसे दे।
सही
और
बात है।
जिम्मेदारी पर भाषण देने गया तो लोग कहता है भाषण दे रहा है।
तू अपना तो
तो
देख ले
दैट्स
पहले,
व्हेन
दे
आई
आर लाइक
डिसाइडेड
पीपल रिस्पॉन्ड
दैट,
लाइक दैट,
हाँ,
हाँ हाँ हाँ, आई नो।
right. And that's when I decided कि okay, let's try to give it a comic, a sarcastic, a punch of sarcasm कि भाई ले तो तमाचा खा, तुझे जूते में
मतलब पता
लपेट के
है वो ऐसा
चाहिए,
था, मीठा मतलब
कोई
मीठा
दिक्कत
लगा
नहीं।
के ऐसा मारते हैं वैसा वाला था ये।
भाई ना जूता लपेट के
या
एकदम प्यार से
लपेट
तो
के ना एकदम
पाट।
प्यार से बेटा आजा, और पास बुला के चट।
तो बचपन में मतलब मार्क्स कम आते थे तो मास्टर जी बोलते थे बेटा आजा तुम्हें प्रसाद देता हूँ नीचे झुक। और जैसे
हाँ
ही नीचे
हाँ,
झुकते तुम कभी ऊपर उठ नहीं पाते थे आधे घंटे तक।
सवाल ही नहीं उठता, सवाल ही नहीं उठता।
तो
हम्म
दैट वाज समथिंग दैट आई रोट कि लेट्स थोड़ा थोड़ा sarcasm
हम्म,
देते हैं, बट ये पूरी पोएम ही sarcastic हो गई।
हाँ
बट आई थिंक समवेयर एक नया अटेम्प्ट था एक
या दैट्स
कॉमिक
व्हाट आई
पोएम
वाज लाइक,
लिखने का।
आई थिंक बहुत टाइम से मैंने ऐसा, क्योंकि वी वर ऑल राइटिंग अबाउट इमोशंस फीलिंग्स, ये वाला एकदम आउट ऑफ नोवेयर आया तो थोड़ा अलग भी था, एंड इट वाज दैट वाज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम योर साइड आल्सो, सो आई एम लाइक ये कहाँ से सूझा।
But enjoyed the process of writing because
एग्जैक्टली
comic poem
एग्जैक्टली,
मैंने
there's
कभी
समथिंग
पहले लिखी
डिफरेंट
नहीं
एज
है.
वेल। हम्म।
Right. I never wrote a comic poem before. And एक एक होता है कि जब आप sarcasm लिखते हो, because this was my first sarcasm, I learned so many things because मैंने किसी से पूछा नहीं था how do you write, ये बस मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा था कि लिखो करके. So the very difficult thing about writing a sarcasm poem or a poem which has so much of uh, elements involved, social elements, आप किसी को hurt नहीं कर सकते.
हम्म।
So you need to have a proper measure कि आपको आपका जो पंच लेवल है वो आपको
वो
किस
सही है।
पॉइंट तक लेके जाना सकता है.
हम्म।
नीचे लेके चलेगा तो वो हिट नहीं करेगा,
हम्म।
ऊपर लेके चले गए
तो वो ज्यादा
तो
ब्रूटल
आपको
फील
दिक्कत
होगा।
करनी है.
ठीक
So
है, हाँ।
you need to maintain a proper buffer, थोड़ा सा ऊपर नीचे, but just try to stay within that margin. So that
नाइस।
was something which I enjoyed a lot while writing this poem. And कि एक और poem है वो सुना था. It's not sarcasm. It's again a kind of again shifting towards emotional, right?
मूड चेंजर अगेन।
Um,
ओके, गो अहेड।
Would you again? And again, this poem is going to be completely impromptu. जैसे last time वाली जो थी, वो that was complete impromptu. So
हाँ।
again, this is going to be impromptu, and this is a story of something that आपको last में मालूम पड़ जाएगा.
अच्छा।
So here's how it starts. हाँ, मुझे पता है कि मैं काफी सालों से उस बक्से में बंद हूँ, पर कहाँ किसी को फर्क पड़ता है. महीने में 6 बार बाहर निकलती हूँ, 6 महीने में एक बार बाहर निकलती हूँ और वही फिर धूल खाती अंदर सड़ जाती है. भला किसे फर्क पड़ा है? कुछ लोगों ने मेरा बड़ा गलत इस्तेमाल किया, कुछ लोगों ने मुझे बड़े प्यार से रखा. थोड़ी सी क्या मैं खराब हुई, किसी ने मुझे पूरा ही फेंक दिया. और कुछ लोगों ने मेरी मरहम पट्टी की, मुझे ठीक किया ताकि फिर से तो अपने जिंदगी पे मुझे शामिल कर सके. किसी के लिए मैं बस एक खिलौना थी, उस छोटे बच्चे के लिए जैसे, जो देख के मुझे बस खुश हो जाता था. और किसी के लिए मैं उसकी पूरी जिंदगी थी. किसी के लिए मैं उसकी घमंड थी, और किसी के लिए मैं उसकी पहचान. पर क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कहानी तो अब भी वही. 6 महीने बाद आज मैं संदूक से निकली. आज रात को न जाने कितने लोग इस तमाशे को देखेंगे. पैसे आएंगे, तिरछी नजरें होगी, तालियां बजेगी, शराब होगी, एक अलग माहौल होगा. पर मुझसे तो कोई पूछता ही नहीं कि क्या सच में मैं इस माहौल में रहना चाहती हूँ. खैर, मुझसे कौन पूछेगा. मैं आखिरकार उस संदूक में बंद एक पायल हूँ.
पता है, पूरे टाइम आई वॉज लाइक इमेजिनिंग लाइक एज अ गर्ल, ठीक है, लाइक शी वॉज केज एवरीथिंग ऑल दैट वाइल, फिर मुझे लगा आई कैन टेक इट एज अ बुक, ठीक है, बुक की तरह भी, कि व्हेन बुक इज टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, फिर देन इट कम्स आउट टू बी पायल. बट पूरी पोएम मैंने खुद को, आई प्लेस माई सेल्फ इन दैट पायल प्लेस, एंड आई वाज लाइक यार, दैट वाज सो गुड.
Thank you so much. Sorry, one correction. It's not pile, it's gunguru. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's okay,
It's
doesn't
not.
matter, it's Payal or anything. मतलब और पूरी जर्नी तक आप ना अपने आप को रख के देखोगे वहां पे, क्योंकि ना यू विल फील योर सेल्फ हाउ पीपल ट्रीटेड यू एंड हाउ यू गॉन, हाउ व्हेन यू कम आउट ऑफ इट, ऑफ योर स्पेस, हाउ यू विल बी लास्ट में। ये पायल, आई थिंक ये जो लास्ट जो भी चीज़ है वो ना सबसे लास्ट में मैटर करता है, पूरे ऑल द वाइल यू विल बी ऑन द जर्नी। दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस पोएम,
यू
दैट्स
नो,
व्हाई आई हेट इट।
समवेयर आई फील कि हम सब लोग एक घुंघरू की तरह ही है।
हाँ
यू नो, जब चाहा किसी ने हमें यूज किया, और जैसे ही घुंघरू के अंदर का जैसे ही एक बीड़ निकल
बच वो,
गया,
हाँ
some
बचने
people
वाला जिससे वो
throw you
बचता है,
away.
हाँ।
जो बचता है, some people will just throw it away,
थ्रो इट अवे,
and
हाँ।
some people will take care of you. They will again find ways to join you back, and they'll take care of you.
या उसकी
कभी
मरम्मत
कभी हम
करेंगे,
किसी
यू
का,
नो, दैट इवन
yes,
हिटेड मी, लाइक व्हेन यू आर ब्रोकन एंड somebody, you know, some people leaves you when they see you broken, and some people who are like, you know, genuine, they'll stay, they'll fix you, they'll, you know, help you fighting all those insecurities and
कुछ
flaws and
कुछ
everything।
लोगों के लिए आप बस एक उनका घमंड हो, एक गुरूर हो, दिखाने की चीज हो,
हाँ वो
और
जैसे
कुछ लोगों के
जैसे,
लिए आप उनकी पूरी जिंदगी हो।
सही बात है यार।
वो लाइन थी ना, so actually what inspired me is I was listening to an older song which says that घुंघरू की तरह बजते ही रहा हूं मैं. So I was just listening to that song a while back, and okay, before I leave, there is one thing that reminds me of. मैंने एक बहुत पहले एक लिखी थी नृत्य वर्ड के ऊपर, एक टू लाइनर थी, वो सुना देता हूँ,
हाँ
and then I'll take a leave. So it was like, उसके इश्क के ताल पर, उसके इश्क के ताल से ताल मिलाकर नृत्य कर रहा था मैं. उसके इश्क के ताल से ताल मिलाकर नृत्य कर रहा था मैं. ये तो बरसों बाद समझ आया कि मैं तो बस उसके पाँव का घुंघरू मात्र था.
oh this is
That's
so
it.
sad, my god, you should not try Hindi, it's so much। मतलब यार कितना थॉटफुल है यार ये।
Okay, I'm going to launch my first Hindi reel, right,
या
tomorrow. Yes.
टुमारो, आई लेट मी
Yes.
चेक वंस वन थिंग, क्योंकि ना मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ उस चीज़ के आई फॉलो यू और नॉट। या आई डू नाउ, ओके गुड। हाँ तो
I'm going
कल
to
आई
post
आई
it
बी एबल
tomorrow.
टू सी इट, आई बी एबल टू सी इट,
Yes.
दैट्स व्हाई आई मेड
So
श्योर
if
कि आई
you
एम
want,
फॉलोइंग यू।
I'll just recite it out for you. I mean, just a
दैट्स
pre-cap.
ऑफर, दैट्स ऑफर
No.
कल यार, नो डू इट राइट नाउ।
Okay, I won't recite it, but let me just give you an idea.
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
It's about something when people say that time heals everything. So it's about that. It's a thought.
ओके
It's my take on what whether time heals everything or not. So it's just my take on it.
ओके।
So पसंद आ जाए तो शेयर कर देना स्टोरीज में, and drop your comments, and I'll see you in the reel. All right. Bye bye. Thank you so much for having me, Shreya. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much, Vaibhav, for coming. It means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Good night. Okay, great. Oh my god, that was heavy, heavy. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just mention it is open mic. I haven't even mentioned that. I'm so sorry. So it's open mic, and who else? Yeah, DM at Shreya Dubey 10. Thank you so much, Vaibhav, for coming, and I'll be waiting for your reel tomorrow. And yeah, I followed you as well, so I can check it out tomorrow as soon as you upload it. And what else we are doing? Curated pieces, right? Okay, Ambia, if you are here, can please send me the request. I'll be able to take you in. Okay, and welcome everybody who joined recently. Great. So yeah, I don't know she's there or not. No, she's not there. Let me just send a request. Okay, I have invited Ambia, and I'll just see if she comes or not. Otherwise, we'll start with the GM pieces and the curated pieces. We have lot many. Let's see. Okay. So I'll be starting first with the curated pieces, and that is the first one. Let me go ahead. That is by at Passionova. Okay. Yeah. So this is by Passionova, and it goes like that. A letter to the lost part of myself. A letter to the lost part of myself. Gone is the throne of marigold, when modesty was the true gold. For in this era of deceiving eyes and her tales of ether cries, washing away poetic sins of my tipsy revelation, intoxicated by vintage wine of my bleeding hope, I inherit the thoughts from the buried beats of my heart, cherished by the bruised bookshelf of stars under the moonlight, carving grave of melancholic memories with the sadelic pen dipped in rosemary syrup, verses tattooed all over my ribs, respiring nectar of cursed leaf, rewriting with palm leaves, pristine edition of my revival, consoling stormy flashbacks. Since that was then, this is now, sneaking sonnets of scars from my beloved's diary at the peak of dawn, broken phoenix. So this is amazing piece by Passion Nova 002. It's amazing piece, like a letter to the self, and I think very well penned. And I think this is very relatable. Sometimes we sit and we talk about how things have changed if we look about our inner self and how things are going on and how we were at that time. And I really love choice of words here, like I inherit the thoughts from the buried beats of my heart. I mean, very beautiful metaphors used. And this is indeed worth featured, because and this is a featured one as well. So I think it's a brilliant piece and very relatable. Like, I think when who overthinks a lot, who talks to our younger self, everybody does that, and we'll be able to relate it with so much depth. So yeah, that's a wonderful piece, dear. Now comes a story of green. um, and this story of green goes, her piece goes like that. Okay, so, and it goes like, nothing behind you but shadows, a pile of broken dream grows, monotony sings the same song, deafening noise, muted tone, where the peace of heart went, where the golden realm is, where are the elves and fairies, where is my fairy tale, where is that secret door to enter that realm of gold? There is nothing here but shadows, there is no silver lit show, it's all an art of letting go, learning how to bury and grow, oh that is but a process so slow. Patience like a master shows truth of life hidden in hollows, where sadness sits and hugs sorrows. Weeping willows whisper the truth. Unable to hear, I shout more, going insane in circling shores of sea of madness, and us all smile we still have time for more. Very beautiful piece. What I loved about is, indeed, um, she has talked a lot about the sorrows, the pain, and and anxieties. Everything is going on, the emptiness. But at the end, she makes us realize that there's a lot to come for us. We need to hold on to the time, because because we have to realize that this is a phase, and it's gonna pass. I think that is the beauty of this piece, that it ends, it ends and by giving us the hope that this will pass. And there's a lot more, your life is not finished yet. There's a lot more to come, where you can fulfill everything, where you can find. So right now, if you have that emptiness and void in your life, or that sorrows right now going in your life, it is a phase. We need to register that it gonna pass. So that was a wonderful piece by Story of Green. Hi Nikhil, thank you so much for coming back. Okay, so this is another by Mira Writes. I believe she was here. I think she's here too. Yeah, she's here. Great. So it is by Mira Writes, and okay, pretty small fonts. I have to zoom it out. Okay, great. Let me just zoom it. Okay, and it goes like that. I think, yeah, name is Mira. Okay, and it goes like that. I stumbled in the way. Well, my soul somewhere already knew this, the path is not going to be. I stumbled in the way. Well, my soul somewhere already knew this, the path is not going to be that lenient. I can listen to all fights happening between my sanity and heart. They were wailing not to go this way. Still, while ignoring all the voices, and I walked in the past only to find out a love story without romance, and in the present a book carries lots of memories of us. I stumbled in the way of the patient, going there solo for stargazing. Her heart said, so what if you are solo? Keep this thing in your mind, girl, all the time. He was stargazing. I whispered, but this time I wasn't the star. That time we were like shooting stars, me falling for you and you for someone else. I stumbled in the way to not to hurt even a tiny thing. Human are big things for me to put them into my who I want to hurt category. But I want to ask this, does it hurt to hurt others? I stumbled in the way to me to become my own light, rather than waiting for someone to switch on lights. To me, to catch a glimpse of the glow, and now when people ask who I love the most, I told them, I am the love and light of my own universe. And now occasionally I wish my heart wanted you. I stumbled in the way to give new vitality to my wings. They were the silent beating of my dying wings, the one I put back when you gave me that unreal one. I stumbled in the way when you and I ran out of love, and my essence left unloved by the one I desired the most. Nevertheless, instantly I felt this, if you were mine to keep, it's not the love we are running out of, it was enduring. Yet nostalgia is a bitter-sweet feeling when today I took trip to the past and found a love story without romance. Wow, that is so amazing piece, and brilliantly written. And yes, that's a heavy piece too. When we go back to the memories, we revisit many things, and we revisit the facts, we revisit the pain, we revisit the reality, we revisit the lies, we revisit the truth. Okay, that is the beauty, that is the ugliness of the memories, that it will make you feel all the thing you had before. And yes, it is very achingly beautiful, and indeed memories are something to be treasured for. We don't forget them, but life is all about those moments. But sometimes when we go back, I really love this thing, I want to, that revisiting the love story without romance. So it's amazingly written, and it, it connects a lot, and I think it's resonating as well, because we all have so many memories, and we do revisit them often, and we feel the pain of them, and sometimes it's so helpless, and we feel so much changed. But yeah, that's painful, and it's gonna take you into your memories. That's aching. Lovely, lovely writer, Meera. Thank you so much for writing this. That made me sad. Okay, now I have another one by Scribbled Words. Okay, so this is Scribbled Words, and it goes like that. Maybe after all this silence, maybe after every thought's uproar, and maybe after being lost for a long, I will find my way back to you. Some days I won't find words. These are the days when I long for only warm hugs. This is also very beautiful. And I really loved, in so simplicity, in just 4 lines, she has written so deep and profound stuff, and it's really emotional, sensitive, and I can understand the feelings, the zest of this emotion, because I think the caption says it all. Someday I don't find words. These are the days when I long only for warm hugs. We don't seek words. We only seek those warm hugs, and it is very, very touchy and aching. Yeah, very lovely writer, dear. You're welcome, Meera. You're welcome. Okay, so another one is by Pankhuri Saxena. Okay, something I have. Pankhuri. This is Ronin. Okay, so this is by yes, so much in less words. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Okay, now this is by Pankhuri Saxena and goes like that. Don't dare think I'm a princess, because I'm not. I'm a queen. I'm born from ashes. I've grown out of ashes. I rise, so if I'll be nothing and left with nothing, I'll be able to reborn even stronger. So dare not to think I'm a prince. This is a very strong and powerful. Indeed, like sometimes we feel like every girl, every woman is a queen, and how much we this really is a very strong one. Yeah, he's awake. It's a really a strong one, because it talks about how a woman is grown out of the ashes, even being broken, she is still there, and she always picks her pieces again, her picks up pieces, and comes out even stronger than before. So I really love this thing, the strength of this piece and the power of this piece, as a woman she has written, and it really empower every woman, and you will look yourself up and you'll realize, yes, you are a powerful queen, and it is indeed a very fantastic, and very powerful piece. Yeah, Ron is awake. Okay, now I have another one that is by Arun. Let me just finish it off this. Indeed, 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 my dear. Okay, so this is by Arun, and I did love this piece. A long back he sent me. Let me just check it out. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so this is by Arun Che. Okay, and it goes like that. Okay, the title is Cold, and it goes like that. It's a long one, so yeah, we have to be connected. I was in the bus the other day, in the last seat, on my way to the coast, and it's a sunny morning. The bus was packed, full of men and women, in black and white, with hats and glasses, all their eyes hooked to windows, novels, and daydreams. And this man, with grey hair, maybe in 50s, was different. All the way, he was just sleeping, leaning his head on the window pane. Yeah, he looked like a daily traveler on this route. None of it amused him. The breeze, the fields, and the factories, he slept in silence. Hours passed, and it's dusk. The bus stopped at its last station, and everyone got down, except this man. I wondered if I should wake him up, but the driver didn't hesitate and shook him a title. The man just dropped down onto the floor dead. All the way we had a dead man in the bus, and no one bothered to wake him up. Even in the coffee break, the driver looked at me. In his eyes I saw the guilt of a murderer. Wow. If you will look at the broader aspect of this piece, and in the caption he says a bus full of murderers. How many times we have people around us and we are so careless about their well-being. Sometimes we don't even care, are they alive, are they alive emotionally, are they alive mentally. We don't care about it. And we always have been so carefree about the people around us. That is why the mental checkup, that is why asking someone, checking on them, asking their well-being is so important. And we often are so much indulged in our life that we often forget to check on our people. We often forget to ask them, how was your day, how you have been, how you doing, why you have been so inactive these days, why you were not talking to me from these days. So we need to check on to the people, like around ourselves. It is very important. So this whole piece tells us about how much this generation, how much we are as a generation are careless about other people. Sometimes it's all it takes, your one approach to somebody. You can just ask them how you been, and maybe somebody was waiting for someone to ask how he has or she has been. So I think it's every time you do not have to be a troubleshooter. You can be sometimes be present just as a support. I think it's always, nobody expect that you will be able to solve the problem, because we don't know what's going on in their life. But I think all we can do is, yes, just a one call, just a one text, so that we can have a checkup on them. So please guys, have a close look on your people. It's very important to support when they are going through a low phase, or they are going down, because if we won't support them, who gonna do that? And before it gets too late, before we regret, or before we lose them emotionally, mentally, or physically, we need to support them. So please be for other people, guys. Yes, I am taking you in there. I do check on people through. That's great, Zara. You should always do that. I appreciate that. Hi,
Hey,
how are you doing?
I'm alright. Beautiful. How are you?
I am doing good too. I did send you the
Yeah,
invite,
what
but
happened?
I think you were not there.
What happened? I was a little bit cheeky, so I didn't want to disturb the person that was on your mic, opening mic, so I had to leave, and I then went to do my live and tell a bit about my journey, because not many people know me, so I wanted to introduce myself.
And the reason I didn't add you, because first of all, he was reciting all Hindi pieces,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure that you would be comfortable with that. I'm like, rather than making you bored, I'll take you after that.
Yes. Yes. It's absolutely understandable.
Yes, yes, that's the reason.
Poem that I did today, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I was excited about it.
So drowning down on the moon ice, on a deep down stretch on the up for a dwarf, but deep down, word words stretch my heart. Would still my heart, then fade away with the petals soft and a fold leaves needed a sweet essence fill my heart. Then it turned to dust before my eyes start to bleed. Do you know a life of loneliness and one filled with pain? Life is a full of nothing but to gain. Surrounded darkness, overwhelmed with a shared shame. But my heart didn't resonate of that. But would you give me your heart to grief that pain? But what should I do if I wasn't alive again? And then I wrote another one. Oh no, I can't find it. Oh gosh. Give me 1 second. Here you go, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Realization sits in and all in one quickly. Have to check my phone in case you've called or sent me a text. Then it hits to the point as what comes next is a heartbroken screen with your smile faced with the emptiness of a forsake place. But you told me you hated me, but that's not my word. I was there to offer you and give you the healings of inner peace, but you left me my own and I was crying alone. That's what I wrote today.
Oh, that is so. The
Yeah.
last line was like, oh my God, that is so, so much. What made you to write this?
Well, so I was in a toxic friendship in high school, and everyone hated me, and I was quite by myself, and I didn't have no friends, and English was not my first language, and for me to approach them and to explain them how I feel, they said, "Oh, your feelings are fake. Your feelings are this," and Shreya, I feel like I was the only girl to suffer all years of high school, and
Wow.
it told me that, oh, you should kill yourself. I did not like kill yourself. That's just how would I word it? That's just not a word. That's not a nice way for you to approach towards me. So for me, I left that people. I said that I'm good. I'm enough for myself. Why should I keep these fake people if they're not going to be enough for me, and they're not going to be the ones in life for me to move forward? And
Right.
I moved forward for myself for better and have some peace and grief along myself. So now I'm here with the beautiful community, especially you and everyone else, to share my journey and hope.
What kept you strong that time? I think that was the hard time, and you had to have that strength that time. So what gave you strength? Like you should come up. You should come up. That that's not the people you belong to. So what made you to motivate yourself?
So as you know, when I was 10, I wasn't born here in London. So I was born in Bangladesh, and my family was motivated, and they said to me to be either a nurse or a writer. So nurse didn't just go along with me. It was too stressed, and for me to build that ability and just keep on, it's too much effort. So I left that on the side and still continued to be a writer. And I wrote my thoughts down, and I didn't communicate. I didn't talk. So I wrote my feelings and showed my parents, and it kept going on to the. And then when I went to year seventh grade, I was a very quiet girl. I was no confidence. So to build that confidence, writing was a therapy for me to speak to myself and to write how I felt. And that carried on. And then when I finished 11th grade, I finished my high school. When I went to my first year in college, everyone hated me because I just looked. I wasn't good enough for them, and they thought that why, because I had scars on myself, my hands, and it was paled, and I had stitches, I had plasters everywhere. So they told me you shouldn't be in this world, and
Oh
it
my
makes me
God.
cry, yeah, to say this online. And they said to me, you should just end. You should be dead. Like you should just kill yourself. You shouldn't be enough for anyone. But it was very hard for me to speak to anyone. I had no teachers, no one, anyone. So I had to I was very close to my whole family, so I had to tell them how I felt. So they understood me how I feel than any teachers. Because teachers are so dumb, they don't understand me, and they don't understand
Yeah.
the pain. And they saying, oh, your mental health is very it's fake, and it wasn't why you in school crying in by yourself rather than talking to teachers. And I didn't have that. I had a disability in myself, which was I was dyslexic, so I didn't know how to speak.
Yes.
Use sign language. It was very hard for me to do that because honestly, oh, it's gonna make me cry. But you should text me so I can tell you full story. But this is how it went for me.
I will. I
So,
will.
oh, I'm gonna keep my. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Oh,
I
this.
know. I know. That is so much.
Uh,
I didn't know as this man.
yeah, but if you message me, I can speak to you on the phone. But that's how my life went. Very shattered in a plate. When I throw, it's like if I throw the plate when you eat your food, I'll shatter it on the ground. That's how my life was, which wasn't easy for me.
I mean, like I think, you can talk about all this and you're still here,
Yeah,
describing everything and telling me everything. That tells me how much powerful you are and how much you have gone through. I really didn't have any idea something like that, man.
yeah.
Otherwise, I would have,
I would have if I knew in the beginning. I
yeah,
would have told you how life is for me. And still people do hate me, but I don't give a two damn if I sorry for my swing, but I don't give a two damn shit because they're not
yeah,
worth me. And to do this for me to build that inner strength, it's just move on. How they back then they didn't make me feel happy. And they said, oh, why are you doing poetry? What's gonna do to your life? This is making me feel horrible. It's not me, they're not making me feel proud. It's just making me feel foolish. That's how I would keep myself. So now
right.
I'm very happy. I'm just moving on. I feel so much very peaceful to come here and to be with every grateful writers, talented writers. So so for me to do this, to write, that's how I would feel in a way. Because not many people, Shreya, they would say, "Oh, writing is just not gonna make me anywhere." Writing is a way of your soul to open the door and tell your mind how you're feeling in a certain way. And for me, it feels a much more. It gives me the essence and gives me the ease of your heart to release that inner feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you don't not like writing and don't like poetry, don't come in my page and just ruin everything and ruin the other talented writers. So what's that gonna do? If you have your own passion and your own dream, move to yourself, not come to me and put the negative thoughts and negative impact that's gonna reach someone's life out here.
Yeah,
But that's how I felt back then. I'm still since do you remember I told you I lost my aunt, and
yeah,
yeah, that's how I felt. And I did a piece about her that I was gonna share, but when you're in the writers community, I'll have that ready to read because it did relate to how grief would make me feel to come back. And
yeah,
the reason why I wrote this is because I feel like not many people are so close with their family, and they feel so. For me, I wasn't close, and what made me close was talking to how I feel. And then onwards, I did go and talk on the phone and here and there. But if I see the person, That's how what I would know they are real people and who are there for me. Because many people here, in for example, if I give you in secondary a little bit story, people here, especially in 7th grade, and my school was a Catholic school. I don't know how they put a Catholic school, but it was only girls, and I did like it. But there was so many. I'm not being racist here. There's so many black people there and Asian people, and they said, "Oh, fix your because I had a headscarf, yeah." And then when I was doing PE, and they were just laughing at me because they were just shaming you. They were shaming me. Oh, you look fatter. You look this. You look that. I think everyone should be unique in themselves and be.
Yeah. That is
I
bullshit.
thought
You
that,
know,
yeah,
talking about all
they're
that.
trying to,
Yeah.
yeah, they were just. I back then I didn't know how to speak, so I had a disability in speaking, and I had no, okay, I had hands, but I didn't know how to write. But now I'm able to write, thank God, because I had a disease. No, it's true though. Um, and then what made me, I had to do sign language because as I had a disability with my mouth, I couldn't say anything. So I had to explain how I felt, and they didn't understand me, and they was like, "You're just being mentally out of a range," and I felt very, very. I was crying on that day, and it was PE. I had to do. I was outside running around and still crying, and people didn't look at the pain in my eyes. That how I felt. And then I had sit down on those bench where you sit down. I was sitting down, and then what happened? I had this pen. There was this glass, and my hand slipped. It just slid in the glass, and I had to break it. My hand broke. Like it slipped the whole. Okay, let me keep it still. Oh gosh, hold on. Yeah, my hand hole slit. It like slit through. So I had to.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to get very stitched. And the reason that made me how they made me feel was very, very unpleasant, because they said, "Oh, you wasn't well. You should go and clean." There was this glass on the seat, right? And they put it there to let me get hurt, and that's why they made me get hurt. And I was in hospital because of that. And sadly, I had to be in and out of hospital because of these toxic people, and they had to ruin my life because they thought that you should go and kill yourself. I was almost going to die,
Oh my God.
but I'm finally alive, just the way I am.
You didn't tell to your parents about everything.
Yeah, I did. I did, and I left.
What was their response about that?
The responsibility was for me to go to the mental well-being professionals and for me to talk to them. I did so many sessions about how to cope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that helped me, and that made me know how I felt back then. I then they got reported because they were out, the students that just hurted me and feel they were permanently excluded, so that means they were not allowed to come back. They had to go to another school because the way they treated me and the way they hurted me, and that was physical abuse for me. The way they put the bottle of glass and a student like me who didn't know how to speak English, and being able to do a sign language, and they were saying that you're going to kill yourself, which is threatening me, and being able to be in and out of hospital, which is a nice feeling. Hey, I get it back off. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. My God.
But yeah, that's how my story, how it was. But there was more to it, but it's too deep. But you after
I
this,
understand.
yeah, after this live or tomorrow, you
Oh
can.
my God. That
Yeah,
is that is that is way too aching.
yeah.
Feel free to talk to anybody, dear. I know you have passed everything, you are so much strong, but still I say, feel free to communicate to anybody you feel close to, or I am to always there. But anytime you think you need to talk, you need somebody, we are there. I'm really sorry about hearing this. I feel so bad about it.
It's really heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Really.
it's indeed. It's more than that, like, and when you even if you read something like that and you don't know that person, you feel aching. Now I know you, and after knowing you, and I know this all story, it aches like twice. So I can feel it, way too much.
Yeah, I feel like if like, because I'm a mental well-being ambassador, I've taken in that experience because I know how people do suffer like me, and for a person like me that I told you the story, and it's very hard for me to share it online because this is a public, you know,
Yes, yes, it takes a lot
it,
of strength.
yeah,
People even can't commit that they are in relationship. They can't even say can't confess in live. You have shared such a deep and in a personal journey. That
yeah.
too, it was so
I
so
wanted to share you,
aching. That
yeah.
means a lot.
Yeah, I do wanted to share more, but it's way, way, way too deep, so I wouldn't share. But if you DM me tomorrow, Shreya, I can tell you a
We
lot.
will talk. We will talk about it. Yes.
But that's how my life went, and I'm halfway through finishing teenage, like almost adult. So I would say the last 18, the last 20, yeah, 18 years now, yeah, being like this, but almost hitting to 20. So can't believe my life has been very shattered. Being in fake
And
toxic.
in so early age, you have seen so much.
Yeah, could you believe it? I
And
finished.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's a lot for those 18, 16, whatever it was, 18 or 16 that time. It was way too much for those years.
Yeah, and still people being very unmean. So I said to myself, because I'm a poet writer, I said to myself, I want to start a journey with selling my like story and poems, and people can understand how far I came and how far having a disability wasn't easy. Having mental health is not, and mental health matters. I don't understand why people out here saying, "Oh, mental health is fake." Why are you lying with your fakeness? Mental health, for example.
And do you think, I'm like when so at times you need to consult to it could be therapist, it could be psychiatrist, anything for your mental position or something. So do you think connecting to therapist is useful, and how do you identify that this is the right therapist you should go for? Because I think many people are they don't know, they have a myth or something that it doesn't work. They just have some rules, they gonna give you something, don't do this, don't do that, and that's all. And they feel like it's not gonna work for them, but I think it does work. But many people are not aware how it works and how to seek that help, or maybe they have a taboo of going to a therapist for their mental check. So you think it works?
Yeah, for me, what's your question? I didn't understand, Shreya. Go again. What's the
Okay, so my point was like many people think going to therapist won't work for them, right? Like for their mental position. So do you think going to or seeking therapist help works?
yes, definitely for certain people. Like for me, I would like, because there's different session, and you have to know which one best for you.
Yeah, yeah.
In depression, you have to go to someone who has their experiences in depression and how they would allow you to help. And they have to give you different, you have to acknowledge what they say, and you have to work along with them. If you don't work along with them, there's no way they can help you, and you can improve, and you can take.
Right, right, right.
And for me, I did a lot of sessions. And for example, I had to tell them, I had to draw a mind map. So I have to draw a brain, and in that brain, I have to draw how I would feel. And I had to draw. Even okay, I was very bad at drawing, and now because I have a star and I have that qualification to draw, so I was able to draw back then to now. So now I don't work with professionals with therapies and that, because I know, because I'm a professionalist, work with mental health people. Now I can help them and acknowledge them and do sessions with them to release that feelings, how I felt, and how I can make a society a big difference to before to now. But honestly, I would say certain people need to know what their mind is telling them, to able to know that and to recognize it. and recognize them. And after, when you know that feeling, your guts know that feeling, is to then, if you still feel that way, is to contact the GP or like child line, for like your child line. That's for child people, for example, under 16 year 13 or 16. That's, you can, for example, they do child abuse and all those sorts. And if you're facing that, then that's the best way they can deal with you. And for me, because I worked with adults and I have that experience, and how they coped with me. And some people can be aggressive with you, like professionals. They don't know exactly how you feel and how they should behave with you. And you should have a person that is very comfortable in talking to you, because some people wouldn't understand you, and some professionals out here, they wouldn't understand how you feel in a certain way. You should
Right.
you should have a professionalist, a mental well-being professionalist to work with you, so you feel much more comfortable in speaking. But in my I can tell you a story. When I was in second high school, in 7th grade, I was only 11. So what happened was, they didn't the therapist was quite Indian. They didn't understand anything I was saying. I was like, what am I gonna understand? What are you saying to me?
Yeah.
Then what happened afterwards is, I had to draw like a picture frame. They had like a picture frame of like a sign language, because back then I didn't know any talk, because I had like I was quite dyslexic, in meaning my brain, I wasn't able to talk. So for them to know that I had to draw and communicate, it was very took a lot of strength, and for me to draw, because no one's perfect at drawing, and neither everyone. It takes a lot of effort and courage to get there. And I did make a strong bond after. At first, you're not gonna meet someone and be comfortable in speaking to them. It takes a lot of time and effort to go along with them. Two person have to make connection. If one person does, no one's going to
doesn't work. Yeah.
You have to build that connection to keep improving, and then you finally have a good relationship with both you, the worker and you. So you have to work in a way that it balances between. So if I have a scale and me is here and this person is here, how I am going to build that?
Not gonna, makes it, yeah.
So I had a rough first time experience in therapy. And then as I worked with I had 3 people with me, and it was very, very struggle to work with 3 therapy people. I think it was all women, so it was quite 1 man and 2 women. So it was quite easy for me to explain to a woman how I felt than a man, because if you explain to one, they wouldn't understand what a girl would go through with mental health. So if you explain to a woman, they would certainly understand how a girl would feel in, especially a hard time in secondary and overall with mental health. So it was that's my second strong good relationship with mental health than the first one. Because first one, I don't know how they decided to work with me, and they wasn't able to be a good, comfortable speaker with me. So it was very good. And we had different games that would help your mind and emotion. And then we had to distress ball, and then you have to throw it in the wall, so it would allow your anger and everything. So you have to meditate. So it was very helpful for me to release that healing, and now I'm better in a place, but still struggling. But I'll be a very strong woman.
You are very strong, man.
Yeah, in myself. Especially now, I'm releasing a book after in the middle February, hit into March, and being able to work with young people as my job and all generation. I knows that how far I came from high school to where I am now, a big powerful woman than you could think.
Yeah, wow.
That's how my journey went. I always thought that I would tell someone but they would never understood how how a girl could feel in high school, getting bullied, getting told that you should kill yourself. That is just nasty to hear, and horrible state to hear someone, to a girl who had disabilities, and to threaten them. That is just horrible state and nasty to tell someone like that.
Yeah, and you know, not everybody talks about it. You
Yeah.
know, we all have seen in the movies, or we read in the books, you know, or any series or something. But rarely I have seen people really coming out and telling their story, and you know, telling about everything they have experienced. Because I think really nobody talks about it. You know, the thing it has gone, let it be, just like that. But when you tell, you know, a lot of things comes out, you know, and you realize how much you have overgrown. And if somebody is going through that phase, it really strengthens them, you know. They feel that, you know, I should also, you know, give a chance to myself. I am worthy enough, and you know, they start getting stronger. So I think it's very important that people who have faced that, and they come and tell, because it's not just about telling, it's about the people who's listening as well. So that's very important thing you have done, and so much strength and love to you.
Oh, thanks, Shreya.
Anytime.
Yes, I'm gonna go off now because it's very night here. So I came to
Sure,
speak to you about
sure,
how.
sure. I'm so glad that you
Yeah,
came. Thank you so much.
and I hope you liked my poem. How it
Yes, I did, of course.
so
And I'm
hard.
gonna be connecting on DM as well
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye
you're
everyone.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye bye. Wow, that's a strong. I couldn't read comments of yours, guys, to her, because sh she was just into telling her stuff and her story. And thank you so much for all the strength and everything you have said in the comments, guys. It really means a lot to her, a lot to me. And I think that is very important. We should check on mental health of ours and, you know, people around us. That is very, very important. So yeah, and I'm very touched. I need to talk to her now. Now I have a I have a DM piece. I have few DM piece, and that would be, let me check. She sent to me. Okay, so this is by Anuja. Let me just read it, guys, for you. Yeah, coming out is also a sign of strength, indeed. Okay, so the title of this is it is by Anuja, and title of this one is A Random Call. And it all started with a random phone call. She made it to listen to him. Actually, his voice note. He picked up, he picked, but she disconnected. Next morning, a friend suggested her to call again and see what happens. But she decided not to, because that random call was enough to write their journey. A journey that started with a random phone call became the one most discussed among all. Indeed, I think I think we all would be having stories about random calls, and how that random connection is so much about you now, you know. That person who was connected randomly is so much in your life now. So I think we all have experienced and have a story related to random calls and random one who is kind of permanent in your life. So it's very relatable, Anuja, and it's a short, and it's quite a random piece and a different one, but it was nice. Okay, now I have by Zara. I am just following the order I have received from people. Okay, so this is Zahra. Okay, so this I'll tell you guys. She sent me this piece, and she told me that she attended my yesterday's live session, and she was inspired from with the ambience of yesterday's live, and that made her to write this piece. So I was like, yes, random connections are the best, Nikhil. Yeah. So you know, she said that she was inspired from yesterday's life, and this made to write this. So it's kind of dedication to maybe to me, but I really loved it that she wrote it. And let me read it for you guys. The caption, I'll read caption first, and it goes like that. I feel poetries are at its best when they are read by the poet himself. Honestly, pain and emotions drip out every time he utters a word. I have seen the spark in the eyes of writers when they read their works out. The voice gains weight, heart gets heavy, and thoughts get deeper and deeper and deeper. When he reads, he isn't telling a tale. He is showing his broken words through his spoken verse. Only his voice can serve justice to his masterpiece. I really am all ears to such people. I can give a lifetime hearing it all. I love it when people write, because writings are a reflection of their thoughts and soul. P.S. Poet implies to all genders. I used he because it is used neutrally in English, irrespective of gender. No need to get me wrong. Okay, I get it. So it's kind of, that's why I appreciate open mic, and I always feel when you write your piece and when you recite it by yourself, the pace, the heaviness, you know everything where to give, that where you have to pitch it high, pitch it low. So that's why I like open mics, and she has written everything now. But now this was kind of dedication for me, so I have to, it's very special for me, and I'm really gonna reshare it on my story, because that means a lot to me. Somebody took inspiration from the aura of the live and wrote a poem. That is world to me. So a poet takes immense pride and happiness in reading their creations. I do take that too. Hi, Mithu underscore Aaron. So it goes like that. I don't want to read the poem. I don't want to read the poem. I want to hear it from the poet himself. I want to witness him gathering all his shattered pieces. While he reads his masterpiece, I want to feel the heaviness in his heart and the pain in his voice, know the depth in his thoughts, and see the spark in his eyes. For only he can describe his broken worlds in his spoken words, all that he have been through. Only in his voice its beauty can you pursue. Tell the poet I'm all ears, with a time of life to hear out all he had been through for years. Indeed, indeed, this is so beautiful, and this is so amazing piece for a poet. You know, the thing is, I also want to say this to people. I am all ears for a lifetime. Like, I really feel this feeling, and everything is described so beautifully when I ask people to come and join for the open mic, or even when I read their pieces. I really see the emotions. I really want to see the expressions. I really want to see the eyes when they are connecting, when they are reciting, and when they are saying each and every word, because I know what I don't know the story behind the piece, but I can really see the eyes, how what the eyes are telling me. So I really look out for that, and that's why I ask people. And when I was reading this piece, and I was taking myself in that position, and I was just feeling like she's telling to me, I want to hear it from you. I want to see that thoughts, I want to see that, I want to hear that voice, and I want to look in your eyes, everything. So I was seeing myself in this piece, and it really touched me so much. Right away, she wrote it yesterday itself, and I think this is very special and very beautiful. And you have spoke out the heart of so many poets and so many writers all together in few lines. So lovely work. Shattered pieces, gosh, such emotion loaded words indeed. Thank you, Nikhil. You are special too. Okay, so this is done. Now I have Skyla. Let me just tag her. Okay, and it goes, this is a piece by Skyla, and she sent me today, and it goes like that. There's no caption, there's no title, and it goes like that. If you ever feel unloved, I'll break my heart in two. And when you are lifeless, I would eagerly share my breaths with you. Wow. I'll repeat that. If you ever feel unloved, I'll break my heart in two. And when you are lifeless, I would eagerly share my breaths with you. Thirsty, drowsy, or sorry is what you feel. Well, forget it. I'll pour you a glass with wine or cup with tea. You said once you are mine, and you said once you are mine. I said you are me. I have loved me in you. Can't you already see? I can do miracles, neither I have a wand. What I'm stuck to is when we promise forever, hand in hand. On your knees, you caress me with that look. Oh, babe, you are not a story, rather my entire life's book. Slow clocks, long talks. Impatience isn't my thing. Years or even lives together is probably how I would forever sing. That is so amazing. You know, that's where you fall in love with the writer. Very amazing piece, amazing words. And what I loved about is the surrender in the love, the way she sees herself, after being in love, the way she talks about herself, that she is all about him. I'll take it as a she, then the opposite will be he. And I really loved how much she is into that person, how much with so much feelings, and so much in wholeheartedly she's with that person. And this piece describes, it's something like, when you are in extreme love with somebody, you will talk like that. And there you are in a surrendered position. You all are you are all about that person. You see them in yourself, and you are like, no, you guys, we two are not a separate body. We two are one. It's just everything is in me, and it's really touching. I'm short of words, I don't know, maybe, but it is amazing piece, Kyla, and I really loved it. Thank you so much for sending me and having faith that I can read it good. You have tagged me as well. So thank you so much for this piece. I really loved it. And this is my kind of writing. I also write something like that, so I can really fall in love with this even more. Okay. Now I have Nikhil's piece, but I think he went out he just texted me he's coming back. But I'll read one of his piece by that time. Thank you so much for joining now, Writing Cookie. So he has sent me two pieces. I'll start with the one. Okay. No, he sent me three pieces. So let me read out one until he comes back. The first piece is by so three pieces I have received by Vague Diaries. Let me read one by one. By the time he'll be here. And it goes like that. Letting go. I wonder where this life takes us. 2 steps apart, but miles do they seem. Requisites turning into such a superfluous, decades familiar yet vaguely unseen. Hand in hand like the shadows themselves. Sights and sounds wander closely around, clinching onto the deepest core to dwell. Ever circling like a vicious merry-go-round. The sultry sun with its warmth as such an effervescent moon in some lavender skies. Reaching out to them with an urge to touch, I end up to see through my blindfolded eyes. Rainbows continue to elicit I don't know this word. Exit. Excess. I don't know. Okay, it is exit. I don't know. I can't pronounce this word of what. ECSTASY. Okay, shade sentence though subject of reminiscing. Inhaling inside the treacherous profusely, I still do breathe, but wonder if it's called as living. Floating on shores, drowning whales in unheard, afraid to smile and tired to let out a cry. If letting you go, word to be ever told in words. The pages would bleed till all my ink ran dry. I love the last line. The pages would bleed till all my ink ran dry. This is a wonderful piece, and I think you always work very nice with the rhymes, Nikhil, and I think that is your USP of your pieces, and it's a stunning and brilliant write-up. And I think the way you work with the words is amazing. So it's a better one, very good one, and I'm really blessed to read this something like that. And you always title goes well with the poem, so I really love the title as well. Title, rhyme, and the choice of words were amazing in that. I would have really loved it if you would have recited in your voice, but that's okay. I understand. Okay, now let me go with another piece, and the same writer, and it goes like that. Thank you so much, Ash Menon, for staying. You are the only one right now, so thank you so much for staying here. Okay, it goes like caption. Okay, so this is the pic he has used, if you can see, and the mom and the baby. Okay, the mom says, "Your smiling eyes mean the world to me," and the baby says, "Your smiling eyes mean the world to me." So both are thinking and saying the same thing, and it goes like, "The language of love is not bound by words. The language of love is not bound by words. They say a mother is equal to God, and rightly so. She can tell from your eyes. She can tell from your eyes the world you are going through, right from when you couldn't speak. She deciphered even your slightest cry. The smile on your face was and will always the most fulfilling thing for her on this planet. To describe this emotion, words will always be few, and everyone knows it. It's not something new. So I'll just leave it at this. Hope you have a good read. Yeah, I think when we talk about moms, that is when we talk about moms, it's endless topic, and this is the bond of mom is indeed some very divine, very pure, and the bond we all have with our mom, and it's something beyond words. It's the hardest thing to write. For me even. It's the hardest topic to write about, because there's so much, you don't know from where you should start and where you should stop, because there's a lot going on. And yes, I think there's only two people in your life, mom and the dad, but here he has written about the mom, so I'll only refer mom. So there was only mom who can even just see your face and can tell you what's going right and what's going wrong. I remember it takes me to the time I used to stay away from my home for my job and everything, and just by my hello my mom used to I read your two pieces. I am talking about the third piece, that is about mom. I read the first piece as I didn't have anything to do, so I had to read your piece. And I had three pieces, so I was like, by the time I'll be coming to the third, you will be here. So I was just talking about, yeah, I was telling when I used to stay in another city for my office thing and everything. With my one hello, my mom used to get me that I am, going through some low phase, or I'm not happy, or something happened in the office. So I think, mom is something amazing. I don't have any words to describe her. That is, and you really summarize in little, but I know that's a lot to say, and it's just cannot finish it up in few lines. So yeah, that is mother. You want me to repeat that, or what? The first one you have sent me, or otherwise I'll go on to the third one. I think you will allow me for the third one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so there was, oh my god, how many this, what I should read, man. Okay, so I'll first read about the, see, there's two slides. First, in the first slide there's a piece, and in the second is tango. He's talking about, if you have time, otherwise no worries. Okay, I'll do that in the after this piece. So I'll talk about what is tango, and the tango topic is a bit of spice and romance. A tango is not only a dance, but also a newly developed poetic form, which has a 20-line poem that comprises five stanzas of contrast. Okay, so it's about. Okay, I'll just read the piece then. Michelin. Okay, so the title is Just My Michelin. Okay. Starving for a familiar love, I barged into your fulfilling place. Swirling across the table was a sizzling sight of my chef so dear, yearning to taste my other things along with your tender baby face, wondering what my hands will lay upon the heart skipped an erratic beat. Oh wow. The trembling steel of my hands so cold, closing in on your searing frame, as gently as ever you turn on the stove, boiling my desires to a soupy boil. On the morsel of your sugary sweet flesh, I lay my tongue with a longing claim, forking fingers sprawling in wayward, discovering along other concealed tastes, parting apart with a gentle serve, your luscious lips gleaming in cherry red, embracing chunks of shortcomings, spooning my whole with your affectionate soul, digging more deeper with a thirstling thrust into the love of your marmalade. Smeared across my rough-aged lips rested a smile laced with content, a moment of passion enjoyed to the fullest, surrendering ourselves to sweetest smells, revisiting then with a sip of wine the romance of our age-old cookbook, peppered by lust and garnished with love. We simply ended up cooking something else, a lavish spread with a delectable buffet, devouring ourselves till eternities, yearning to taste many other things along with your tender baby face on the morsel of your sugary sweet flesh. I lay my tongue with a longing claim, smeared across my rough-aged lips, rested a smile laced with content, peppered by lust and garnished with love. We simply ended up cooking something else. Oh my god, this is amazing. And you know, the pieces you know the yours what I'm talking, the essential pieces you write. Okay, you're welcome, Nikhil. You know, they look out very pure, you know. I think the beauty of when a writer writes any sensual or any erotic thing, the basic point I love about, you know, when I love about them is, like, you know, when it is talking more of love, talking about making love, not making it vulgar, you know. So just like your pieces are something like that, it connects to the love, you know, it connects to the art of love, it connects to the emotion of love, and it connects to the whole scene, whole visual, and how so much purity, you know, the love emotion is there. So that is you know, always I have felt in your pieces, whenever it's talking about love, it's so much just about love. And the way they, even, you know, the way they are touching here, the way they are with together, the way they are talking, the way they are seeing each other, is amazing. You have described it wonderfully, and I think the choice of words were brilliant. Yes, it's love always. You know, I think when you are describing something like love, it's, you know, we always consider it's a very generic topic, and when, you know, everybody can write it about, everybody can just mention it, and they can pen it down. But I think it's very important. I think it's very important that, you know, we present it out, you know, in very decent, gracefully, very delicately, and it should come out, you know, the reader, the listener should feel it, the purity of the emotion, the grace of the emotion, and the whole beautiful aura of that particular scene or the vision. So I think that is amazingly written, and I really love the grace of this piece. So yeah, I haven't read it before, so thank you so much for sending me something I didn't read before, because most of the pieces are already being read. So yeah, writing quickly, a poem well written, yes it was, and you recited well. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope I was able to do justification and I was able to give you the zest. But yeah, it was amazing, Nikhil, and thank you. So yeah, that was about it. And let me just check if I have any another um this this is done. So we are done with the curated ones. We are done with the DMs. We are done with the open mics. So yeah, I think we are done with the stuff. Okay. I think I didn't. You wanted me to read the first one, now. Thank you, Nikhil. Wait, wait. Let me just check if I have received anything. Okay, I haven't. So I'll read it for you. The first one, you were not there, right? So I'll read it. I think you were not there for mother also. Okay, for the mother, it was like, the language of love is not bound by words. They say a mother is equal to God, and rightly so. She can tell from your eyes the world you are going through. Right from when you couldn't speak, she deciphered even your slightest cry. The smile on your face was and will always be the most fulfilling thing for her on this planet. To describe this emotion, words will always be few, and everyone knows it. It's not something new, so I'll just leave it at this. So that was the one. You missed it, this one. And another is letting go, and I'll read it out for you. Okay, letting go. Letting go, yeah. Letting go. I wonder where this life takes us. 2 steps apart, but miles do they seem. Okay. I wonder where this life takes us. 2 steps apart, but miles do they seem. Requisites turning into such a superfluous, decades familiar yet vaguely unseen. Hand in hand, like the shadows themselves, sights and sounds wander closely around, clinging onto the deepest chord to dwell, ever circling like a vicious merry-go-round. The sultry sun with its warmth as such, an effervescent moon in some lavender skies, reaching out to them with an urge to touch. I end up to see through my blindfolded eyes. Rainbows continue to elicit. I don't know how to pronounce it, but always I mistake it up. It's ECSTASY. Okay, shades and tints, though a subject of reminiscing, inhaling inside the treacherous profusely. I still do breathe, but wonder if it's called as living. Floating on shores, drowning wails in unheard, afraid to smile and tired to let out the cry. If letting you go were to be ever told in words, the pages would bleed till all my ink ran dry. So yeah, this was the first piece you sent to me, and I really loved it because it was very deep. And sometimes even when I sit and when I don't know what to think, what not to think, I these thoughts go through my mind, and I'm like, I talk a lot about these things to myself sometimes. Yeah, so I was able to connect with that, and it was amazing. And I love the work of rhymes you have done here, always. Oh, nice. So okay, that was I think I had DMs and I've covered that. Open mic is done. Pre-selected ones is all also done. So yes, we can Anuja, yeah, everybody's done. Thank you again for contesting. Come on, I think we only are left. Okay, great. So yeah, that's done. Okay. So yes, thank you so much, people. Probably I'm not sure about the next Sunday, but yes, I would be, if possible, I would be here conducting another live, and thank you so much for sending the DMs. Thank you so much for writing. Thank you so much for being interactive in comments. Thank you so much for coming up for the open mic. It really means a lot. And guys, support each other, follow each other. I'll be tagging everybody. And if you like the work, appreciate it. And yes, that's all I can say. And if you want to send me DMs any for the next live, you can just send me on my ID, that is Shreya Dubey 10. Do check out this live, and if you are not able to find the timestamp, or you're just switching on to the end, you can ping me for having the timestamp of your pieces. Okay, that's from my side. So okay, Nikhil, bye. I'll see you soon, and take care of yourself, everybody. See ya.